guys, and welcome back to the Crazy Cozy Corner. I'm Brianna, and this is the Crazy Cozy Corner. And here we are doing another TBR tackle. So this TBR tackle is going to be a little bit different. I feel like I say that every single time. But this time, I'm going to draw several books. And instead of reading the entire book, we're going to read the first 1 to 3 chapters, decide whether or not I want to spend my time on it. And if I do, I will read the book. However, will they all get done in one sitting or one video? Possibly not, but we're going to try. So we're going to pull 4 books because I need to find a way to make myself read, because ever since I read Once Upon a Broken Heart, I've been struggle bussing. I don't want to read anything, but I have so much to read. So I have my handy dandy TBR tackle box right here, and we're going to give it a little shake, and we're going to grab 5. So we'll do one at a time, and then I'll grab the books. Okay. This, oh dear, Artemis Fowl. It's the second book. It's Arctic Incident. I struggled through the first one, but I really want to keep the series just because I really liked the first one when I was younger. The second book will be whatever this is. I think I just threw it back in there, but Garden of the Cursed, okay. Okay. This is the Diary of Anne Frank. It says the Diary of a Young Girl. That's the third book. And what will be our 4th book? Whatever that says. I don't drop it. Keeper of Happy Endings. That's fine. And our last book that we're going to read is whatever that says. I'm sorry, my handwriting is bad. Oh, it's upside down. I got rid of this book already. It was The Girl on the Train. And I just didn't like the first few chapters, so I didn't continue reading. A Kiss in Time. Okay, cool. I'm going to pull out these books, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here are the books. So it's The Diary of a Young Girl, Anne Frank. It is, I don't know how long. A little less than 300 pages. If you don't know what it is, it's the diary of a young Jewish girl who was hiding during World War II. And that's pretty much it. It was just her diary. And so I'm not really sure what to expect, other than it's a tragedy pretty much, because I think everybody would know by now that it doesn't end well. Next is The Garden of the Cursed. Has a pretty epic cover, in my opinion. Which I don't know too much about this, actually. Yeah, so we're going in pretty blind with this one. Artemis Fowl, Arctic Incident. I really, really enjoyed the first book when I was younger. I don't think I ever finished the series. I bought this pre-owned, so thanks, Genesis. But I want to keep this book series even if I hate it. Because not that my niece is going to be reading books like this anytime soon, but she'll always have something to read when she comes and hangs out with Aunt Baba. And then we have The Keeper of Happy Endings. And I read this. I think it's something about a bridal shop and kind of finding out stories with it. Something like that. And then A Kiss in Time, which I'm pretty sure is some sort of retelling. Obviously, A Kiss in Time. Only Love Can Break the Curse. I assume this is going to be... I don't know. Oh, Thorns. The Thorns. Sleeping Beauty as a Sleeping Beauty retelling, because I think the other Beastly is obviously probably a Beauty and the Beast retelling. So that is our 5 books. Don't mind this angle. We're just gonna pretend we're on FaceTime for a second. So I read the first few diary entries of Anne Frank's diary. And, you know, it's kind of hard not to feel like you're intruding, but I mean, how many people have intruded on her story by this point? But it's like, I'm tense because she's, you know, not flippantly, but like she's kind of matter-of-factly talking about the stuff that, not the worst of the stuff, right? She's talking about having to wear the Jewish star, the Star of David, if I can even be correct. Here we go. The Star of David, and not being able to shop during certain times, like only being able to shop during certain times and only at Jewish shops, and just a lot of things like that. And I'm like, to speak so matter-of-factly and kind of not necessarily that she's accepted it, but it's kind of, she's not very old. It's just, wow. So I definitely think I will read it, because it's not like I mean, it is a story, but it's not. It's just the thoughts and what she deems important enough to share. And so, yeah, that is so far The Diary of a Young Girl. And I don't know if it'll be in this video, but I will read it because her voice deserves to be heard. Even, like, I think everybody, because I don't know. I don't make much sense, but yeah, so that is one book, a few chapters down. Yeah. So I'm gonna read it. Okay, last one before I go back home. This is Artemis Fowl, The Arctic Incident. This is the second book in the Artemis Fowl series. I got to chapter 3. I guess I should have warned you. Dog-eared page, okay? Because I don't have any bookmarks with me. But I got to chapter, like, I read 2 chapters, so that was about 40 pages. And this one, I don't know, it was probably maybe the mindset I was in last time, but this one is seeming a little bit more interesting. I mean, it is the first 2 chapters, so we'll see. It might drag on in the middle, but, I mean, yeah. I also have the conviction that I'm keeping the series even if I don't like it. So, and as a part of that, I have to read them, because if there's books that I'm not going to read on my shelf, then they don't need to be on my shelf. So that's where we're at. This one, I guess it follows the wake of Artemis' mother becoming not crazy anymore. She kind of had lost herself because of her husband's death, and so he's attending therapy, but also still trying to find his dad. And we got privy to this little discussion between the Russian, is it mafia? I don't think it was like that. It was something like that. Finding a rich guy off of the boat that they blew up, which was Artemis Fowl Senior's. And so it's possible that it is him, but they didn't tell you. But like, you could make that assumption, but every time I make an assumption and I'm not like 100%, because like there could be something up in there that they're trying to like make you like, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, so I think this will be definitely read. Of course, like this one, I was one of the ones that was like, whether I like it or not, it's getting read. But now we have 3 more books to read the first few chapters to see if we like it. 3 chapters of this down. And I have to say, I laughed out loud when she pricked her finger on the spindle. I was just like, I understand why she was acting the way she was. So she's like 16, almost 16. So like, awareness, probably 0. But it just cracked me up because I was like, yeah, maybe you should have listened. But yeah, nothing super groundbreaking just yet. But it has been a hot minute since I actually watched the movie. I've never read the Tale of Sleeping Beauty. So, I don't know. Also, yeah. It's like one of those where, like, I probably will read it, but unless it's super spectacular, I probably won't keep it. But it's interesting enough that I, like, will read it. Is it raining? Oh, it's raining. But, yeah. So, 3 books down, 2 more to go. And then, after I do that, I'll probably, perhaps, pick a book to actually read. Instead of just, because not necessarily is this a fail, but it feels like a fail because I haven't gotten rid of any of the books. But, I mean, also, isn't that good? Because maybe I kind of know my taste, even if it's not a book that I'll keep forever. Like, I can enjoy it. Because right now, nothing. And, like, nothing's gonna top Once Upon a Broken Heart. Just, right now, just trying to survive. Find a way to survive. So, I read the first, how many chapters? First 2 chapters of The Keeper of Happy Endings. And what I am coming to realize about myself is I know my reading taste. Besides the Artemis Fowl. Like, come on. But, like, the books that I've pulled, it's like they're books that I want to read. Even, like, whether it's because they're super enjoyable or it's because I want to force myself through some emotional trauma. I don't know. But, like, this is only the 4th book, but of the, like, 4 or 5 so far have, like, been books that I want to read. Am I gonna break the, break the streak with the Garden of the Cursed? Maybe. We'll see. But this is also a book that I'm going to keep. And I might actually really like this book. It has potential. I feel it. Like, reading it, I'm, like, the character, you know, she's going through a lot. And I just, like, I feel like this book is gonna make me cry. And I am so down. I just have to make myself read. So I am happy to report I've read 1 book. I listened to the Artemis Fowl, The Arctic Incident, and I actually really enjoyed it. Maybe because I listened to it instead of reading it. I feel like I would have enjoyed the first book a little bit more if I had listened instead of reading. I'm a little bit more, I think, critical on stories when I'm reading it because it feels like, I don't know, it's like more waste of my time. And if that makes any sense. It's like when I listen to it, it's like I can passively do that. But when I'm like actively reading, I get a little mad. I'm like, why am I wasting my time on this? But it doesn't feel like a wasted time. So there's works that I probably give a chance, like a more fair chance, if I'm passively listening rather than like actively reading like this. Because like I'm still probably understanding more through listening than reading because I'm a speed reader. And so like I do all the things like where I can still understand what's going on, but sometimes like my brain goes so quick that I'm like skipping over things that don't seem important and which really are. All of that to say, I enjoyed this book. I think it was a cute way to introduce Artemis's father, maybe back into the picture. I mean, not for, everything he's done was for his father anyways, but like this one, we'll see. It's someone on the New York Post said, a new thriller fairy tale that will grab your interest no matter your age. And I guess that's not necessarily wrong, because this is, I think, the first time I read this one, because I only read the first one. What I really liked about it, I don't think it was in my copy, or maybe it was, but on the edges of the books, it had like all the symbols of the, I guess that was, I would have to find it. But I think that would have been a cool design feature to keep up through the books. But I guess it was because it was about decoding the fairy codex. So you live and you learn, right? But yeah, I think I've said this a billion times, but I have not felt like reading because of Once Upon a Broken Heart. Like, nothing is scratching that itch. Like, I even picked up Dungeons and no, that's the first one. I'm reading the second one, which I think they're just standalones, but I'll find out. Dating and Dragons. I picked that one up, and I think because I'm also a little sicky poo, I was like, I got a few chapters in, and I'm like, I'm so bored. So I think once I feel a little bit better, I'll want to read it, because it's a little cute time. I'm almost convinced that it will be. So fingers crossed. But yeah, I've rambled so much, but I'm hoping to at least read that. And then I decided A Kiss in Time will probably be the K book of the month, because I'm just not really interested in what I had originally chosen, which is The Keeper of the Night, and it's just not the vibe that I'm wanting right now. It looks really good, but it's just not what I want to read right now, especially if I have to read Lightlark after. Ooh, that was not something I wanted to remind myself of. I'm gonna try to find another book. We'll see, because yeah. But yeah, that's just a little sneak peek into the next video. But yeah, I'll see you in the next. I did it. Be proud of me. I read another book. So this is Dating and Dragons, and I was talking to you about this. I Live, Laugh, Loved this book. Was it what I was hoping for? No. But did I like what I got? Yes. So hello, I'm Brianna, and I have a addiction to D&D. I'm just kidding. But I've really enjoyed some podcasts and stuff like that, and I really want to play. But that means finding people, and I don't know how to do that. So if you have any advice on finding a local D&D group, please let me know, because I am so interested. Live, laugh, love. Okay, but because of that, I was really like hoping that it was more like game heavy, or like talking about the game, and it was more romance than D&D, which, I mean, like I said, nothing against it. I live, laugh, loved, but it wasn't, I mean, just because it wasn't what I expected didn't mean it wasn't good. It just, maybe I'll find a little more mix of it next time. Although I did buy the other book, and it's what Dungeons and Dungeons and Drama, and so like that one's, I'm gonna read it soon. It's probably along the same lines, more romance, kind of lightly talking about the Dungeons and Dragons, but oh well. But we follow this girl named Quinn. I'm looking at the back to remember their names, and she had a falling out with her old friend group, and there was just lots of reasons for her to change schools, but her and her family moved further away, and so she like starts out at this new school, finds a new group of friends, and meets this guy named Logan, and Logan is like cute, right? And she ends up, being invited to their D&D campaign group, and they're pretty serious. They have rules, and it was like no phones and no dating each other. Just, it would make it weird. And so Logan didn't want her to join, and obviously, like, 2 and 2, like, he was interested in her, but like, she's like, that's so egotistical. Anyways, so they kind of go, well, they won't, but they will, throughout the entire book. And I don't know, it was kind of jarring for some of the things to be reminded that they were in school, because these are teenagers. They're 16, and there's no way a 16-year-old boy would say something that Logan says. I didn't even highlight it, but if you go read the reviews. It made me laugh, but there's just some stuff that's like, that's not what a 16-year-old child would say. But alas. So I found myself kind of like unless they mentioned school, like my brain just automatically made them older. And I don't know if I don't think I'm the only one that does that, but it's just like, oh yeah, when they would mention school or like a teacher or whatever, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. Because it wasn't the main plot, but then it's like so essential to everything. Because, anyways, because they couldn't, like, they didn't even have their own cars. I mean, I guess they did, kind of. Anyways, I don't make any sense. But, anyways, yeah. So, it was very cute. So, if you like a little romance with a little bit of D&D, like name dropping in there, yeah, it's super cute. But yeah, that's Dating and Dragons. It's a cute time, especially since reading has been hard. And I read this today. Like, I think I started the first few chapters, like I was telling you. I had started that yesterday, and I was sick, and I was a little dooloo, and it was not syncing, so I wasn't interested. But today I'm feeling a lot better. I got a humidifier to help me through everything, but yeah, it was a lot more interesting now that I had half a brain to read. But I rated it like on Goodreads I put 4 stars, but it's more like a 3.5. But I rounded up because I'm sure this is something. It's, what is it? Not. I mean, I think Dungeons and Dragons is becoming more mainstream, but it's like, it's a romance and like nerdy, and so it's an easy target for people to be super ugly about. And so I'm like, I'm not bringing negativity to that. So, but yeah, that was Dating and Dragons by Christy Boyce, and hopefully maybe I'll see you again with another book, because I have a book club that's starting tomorrow. So I've decided, also I haven't read more, so that's why I've decided we're gonna stop with those 2 books. It's a little rough, and I hope it wasn't too boring, but that's how it's gonna be for this tackle. Hopefully next month it's better. Hopefully I get another Once Upon a Broken Heart, but not so damaging. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I enjoyed our time together, even if I was frustrated with myself for most of it because I'm not reading and I want to read, but I don't. That totally makes sense. But like, comment, subscribe, share, ring the notification bell, do all the things, and I'll see you in the next. Bye.